And welcome in, everybody, to the Eagles Nest. We've got Friday Night Lights. We got football between the home team Skyline Eagles and the visiting Pioneers. Always so fortunate to have Kevin Bryant with me. Kevin, tell me what we're looking at here tonight.
Hey, well, good evening, Nick. Thanks for having me tonight. We have 2, 3, and 4 teams. We're playing for a city championship, and it's the end of the season, so we might get a chance to see some of the younger players get out on and get some field action as well, too.
Yep, right on. As you mentioned, city championship time here for these two squads. Interesting thing going on with both of these squads is Pioneer has lost 3 in a row. Their last victory was a game of the week against Ann Arbor Huron. Skyline has lost 3 out of 4. Their last victory, game of the week against Huron.
Did you just say that? You just repeated something there. Yeah, it definitely is kind of a regroup at this stage of the season for both units. Really impressed with the last time we got to see Pioneer with their quarterback, Connor Easthope. He was going all over the place, Nick. I wonder how he's going to manage that in the drizzle weather we have out tonight.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, you can see, as you look a little bit closer, it has been raining the last hour and a half. It's chilly Michigan Friday evening.
It's fall time, baby.
Yeah.
This football weather, though, those guys down there, you see those short sleeves. Nobody is really, well, let's say, trying to get warm if you're a football player.
That's true.
Football weather.
No, absolutely right. You don't want to look like less of a tough guy by putting on the long sleeves or keeping a jacket on. The whole name of the game is to just exude that strength.
We'll check him in the second half.
Right. And we see Easthope right there. Man in motion, and quick handoff there to number 12. In quickly, the Skyline defense.
I think that was Spurlock coming in and making the play on the end, really setting the edge for the Eagles and slowing the runner down on that jet sweep.
And there we see that rain still continuing to come down. No end in sight from the radar from what I've seen also.
It's not raining up here in the press box.
Yeah, it's pretty dry in here. It's not bad. Once again, big props to all of our camera ops out there who are not comfortable and not having the greatest time in the world. Long snap for the punt away. Nice spinning end-over-end kick there. Nice little bounce. And that'll take just a sideline moving away from us to the top of your screen there. And Pioneer will touch it up, and we will have Skyline's first possession here coming up.
Well, good job for Pioneer, really getting a good kick and really pounding them in deep there. That was almost a 40-yard kick there.
Yeah, didn't get too high, wasn't too up and down loopy. It was just a nice line drive, and then hit the ground and kept moving.
I believe that was Michael McMullen.
And here we see the Skyline Eagles coming to scrimmage. Quarterback right under center. That is Davion Pipkins, I believe. Number 3 pulls back, hands off, and goes out to the outside. Heads toward the sideline. Gets a couple of yards there.
There's a junior Anthony Henry on the carry there, Nick. And you can see the rain really is coming down, so ball security is going to be a premium tonight.
Definitely true. The turnover factor will be largely in play here this evening. Like you said, protect the ball.
Yeah, and even in the last time we saw I believe it was the Pioneers out there, we saw a lot of mishandled snaps. You know, not a lot coming out of from the Pioneer sideline, but we definitely saw, ball security in these conditions. You definitely have to be focused and get the snap.
And you see, speaking of snap, there's Pippin coming out of spread. Takes it outside, goes down the bottom of your screen, gets pulled down right out of the end zone line there. Got to about the 30-yard line. And that's good enough to first down. Move the chains.
And Nick, looking at that play, you can see Pipkins as he's coming out. He's carrying that ball in the wrong arm. He's got to get it on the outside. That's where some of the Pioneer coaches are going to tell. You saw the hit right there, right on the elbow. That can dislodge a ball, man.
And exactly where that helmet was, like you said, that very easily could have popped it out right there. You're completely correct about that. Did a really nice job of following his lead blocker, number 4 on that one. I believe that was Anthony Henry's paving the way for him to create that first down.
Boy, the slot doesn't have anybody over him.
Quick handoff right up the middle there.
Oh, that's hard running.
Chugs ahead for a solid 8 yards, 7-8 yards there.
Henry jumps up like he's ready to keep going, man. Strong run.
Very strong run. Again, straight up the middle. You like it when you can get one of those. That's not something you count on getting 7 or 8 yards. But those interior linemen opened up a nice hole for him, and there it is. And goes right through a couple of tacklers. Pulls a couple of guys with him.
Well, Aiden Tate, number 56, came off as the left guard. He had a great job of pinging a nose guard, opening that hole.
And the Eagles are marching down the field currently. Another handoff there, another straight ahead. Wrapped up, though, by the Pioneers, brought down. I believe he might have gotten those couple of yards, though, those necessary 2 yards.
Coach Andy Sorgitz is a former lineman. They like this type of style because you can just run downhill. On that, you saw a counter coming in. A good job of running right through that A-gap.
Again, he didn't need a whole lot, but he got what he needed.
And he did a good job of wrapping up that ball after the contact came in. Now here we go out of a shotgun set.
I think Pipkin's a little more comfortable in this type of spread offense. Quick handoff back to his running back once again, though, regardless. He might have gotten a yard and a half on that one. Immediate hand right to him.
Yeah, that was a good stiff by 41 coming up and stiffing him right there. Mary. Again, every time you're seeing this formation, take a look at the slot. Nobody's grabbing that slot man.
Going to Henry one more time. Henry appears to be the early workhorse here for the Eagles, the work eagle.
And then 41, Marini is, check that name's pronunciation, came in on that last tackle again, right from that linebacker position, bounces right up. He's playing in the center of the defense and really doing a good job on that second level, Nick.
Yeah, what the Pioneer linebackers are doing and what they've accomplished thus far has been really nice. Like you said, they've been keeping an eye on that slot receiver as well as being very, very aware of what the Eagles' run game is capable of. There's a high snap to Pipkin. Direct snap, he's going to keep moving right initially from it, but not more than a yard and a half on that one, which is going to bring up 4th and 8, 4th and 9.
And the Eagles really tried to spread out that Pioneer defense on that play, and you can see Pioneer was not buying anything of it. Just a really great job by everyone sniffing out the ball.
Pipkin doing a nice job of spinning away from that first would-be tackler, but just too many linebackers in his way. And here we'll have the punt moving away from Skyline here. Maybe. There's kind of a low one, snags it, but still gets it away. And brought down after a return of about 5.
Good job by coming up and meeting the ball on the run. That's what you like to see out of a punt returner, being aggressive.
Yeah, got a little bit of a head of steam before he brought that in, and he was off and running. Unfortunately, he was off and running directly into 2 dudes, but,
well,
still.
And also, right there, you saw a lot of Pioneers with white jerseys there. Hey, you got to get busy, folks. It's not time to be watching somebody hit somebody.
Right.
As my mom would say, you better pop somebody, young man.
Your mom meant business. So
my mom, hey, 5-foot fireball.
And here we see the Pioneers with their second effort here this evening, with 5:49 to go here in the first quarter. Quick handoff, gain of about 5-6 yards there for Luke Rogers, the sophomore on the Pioneers.
Right off the bat, Nick, you're seeing a difference out of East Hope. You know, last time we saw him, he was at the line of scrimmage checking out to the sidelines and getting the reads from the coaches, and we're not seeing that. These guys are going right up to the line of scrimmage, lining up, man on man, some little base blocking, straight up the middle, man. So maybe that's the weather dictating it.
Could very well be. Could very well be. And now we see East Hope checking his men right there.
Well, Skyline is really close to the line of scrimmage, really packing that box in. Here they come.
Quick toss up the sideline, streaking. That's number 10 for the Pioneers, Michael McMullen down the way.
You saw Anthony Henry come in and lay some wood on the quarterback, and that's probably why he couldn't follow through and get that ball in there. But you can see, receiver had a step.
And that's a slick call by East Hope. He had, like he mentioned, like you saw, all those linebackers stepping close, and he probably just said, go route, go route, go route. You know, take a step and a half and just chuck it and see what he can get away with.
Well, the safeties crept up, but within about 8 yards of the line of scrimmage, they were playing like a deep linebacker position, so no help over top.
And I've got 3rd and 4 for the Pioneers. East Hope coming from under center. Takes a snap. Hands it off to number 3 right there. Harris working forward, moving forward, and he may have fallen forward and gotten that extra little bit. That second effort probably got him that first down. Let's see where they spot him. Yep, chains are moving.
Look at Rowley come in here. Just missed him for the Eagles.
And
it just missed him.
And maybe on a dry night, he gets that hold and
Yeah.
he wraps that down. But again, everything's a little slick out there.
What's always said, on a slick night, the offense has the advantage because they know where they're going, right?
You see East Hope looking over to Coach Bill Bellers once again.
Again, they're packing that box.
That handoff went right into the middle of all of those linebackers and all of those linemen. Probably not an ideal situation there for that young man, just running into about 9 Eagles.
No run pass option on that play.
Yeah, we'll see how they continue to do. I can't imagine that's going to be something they go back to in that situation.
Well, especially with a heady quarterback like East Hope is. If he can see all those guys in the line of scrimmage, you got to give him that audible and let him loose, Coach. Coach Bellers will do that now.
And East Hope takes a snap there, rolls out to his right, rolls down to the sidelines. Little sidearm throw there, looking for McMullen once again. There's that arm slot throw. Again, that's another thing we saw from East Hope, so many times a couple of weeks ago, as he would throw the ball from a lot of different angles.
And got a lot on this ball, too.
Yeah, there he is rolling out, but it seems like he's dialed in with McMullen. That's just a little short throw right on that one. Short arm toss, but again, overshot
Might have
his
been throwing
guy.
that away, too.
Could've been.
That receiver was well covered. This is a good job of not taking the snap and losing some yards.
Yeah, you might be right. 3rd and 11 now for the Pioneers on their 49-yard line. Got 3 wideouts to look at in the spread. East Hope comes out. He is getting stalked immediately by those Eagles. Complete pass to number 12, and then he rolls into the rolls out of bounds.
Good job of throwing the ball on the move there from East Hope and kept his eyes downfield. You saw he goes to about his 3rd receiver there, Nick.
Yeah, some check down plays there. Not initially who he's probably looking for. He was probably looking for a McMullen type like that. But again, he was stalked the entire way by a couple of Eagles, and I'm sure that his eyes were getting very wide as those guys got closer and closer to him.
And they were stalking. The Eagles were coming in. And a lot of times you see a quarterback will read, it's supposed to be short to deep. It looks like he was reading deep to short that time.
I think that's a great assessment from up here. I think you're completely correct about that. Needless to say, 1st and down for the Pioneers. Another handoff right there.
Cut.
Cuts up right back outside. Cuts continue along to the sideline. Back inside. Back outside. Finally brought down by number 4 for the Eagles. That's Anthony Henry right there with the end-up takedown.
But check out number 12 on the block, Logan Jacobs. I mean, he is putting in work out here on the outside. Not 1, not 2. This is how you block downfield, folks. You keep your man in front of you, and look at the job, Nick. He's not putting a pancake block on him, but he's doing work.
No, he's laying the groundwork. He's just getting people out of the way and allows his running back to make those decisions. He could have went inside. He could have went outside. He did both, actually.
That was a good job of reading your block.
And right back to him there. Nice little slick move to cut back inside after that.
Danico Harris is showing some really good cutting motion there, Nick. And watch his jump cut.
Shifty, as they say. Wide open hole. Look at this. Huge.
Right there. Ooh. Not sure with the safety. You got to keep your head up, son, when you're coming up for a tackle, right?
I'm sure Harris is just telling his coach, keep giving it to me. Keep feeding me the ball.
Well, the unsung hero in this drive has to be that offensive line. They're doing a great job.
That's a great call. And, isn't the offensive line always the unsung hero?
Not from a QB.
That's true. And there's one more time for Danico Harris. Shifty moves and slides into the end zone for a Pioneer TD.
Pioneer 6, Skyline 0.
And again, you see the blocks up there, man on man on man. Coach Bellers is going to love that when he sees the tape there. Everybody putting in work.
Well, and yards after contact, too. It seemed like half the Eagles had a hand on him at some point, but he still found a way to make his way into the end zone, into the promised land. And point after attempt here for the Pioneers. Low, but good. And 7-0 lead for the visiting Pioneers.
A solid drive on the second possession going downfield, and really mixed it up. Came out with some passes and then came back with some great counter runs.
Converted on a key third down play as well. And yeah, you're right. It's a good play calling and good job of mixing it up for that offense. Just a really quality drive.
For Skyline, though, they may want to check on their defense. They're packing that off that defensive box where if one tackle is broken or you get that counter, man, that's a big play.
No, you're definitely right, and we'll see if Coach Sorgitz keeps playing it fast and loose like that, or if things will tighten up a little bit. And we do have 2:51 to go here in the first quarter. Things are moving along pretty smoothly as of right now. Not a single penalty yet.
Ball's been in the midfield all day long.
Right.
Why not kick an onside kick right here, Nick?
Hey, give it a try.
Why not?
Right, you're the visitors. You're trying for the city championship. That's why we're not coaches, right there. Nice high kick there, received nicely by the Eagles. Going straight up the middle and then brought down rather harshly by Karamba Kaba on that one.
That was that's the way you take somebody down,
That was,
right?
that was WWE-esque.
Well,
Watch
he
him
takes
get
him down with a little bit of don't get back up look. This is a don't get back up look.
Kaba has a few pounds on him as well. He's towering over him there. He's hyped after that tackle too, as he should be. Always a little bit of a head scratcher for me, Kevin, when I see return guys go east-west as opposed to north-south.
Especially in these conditions,
Yep.
Nick. You want to go upfield, make quick little cuts.
Mm-hmm. And
Wide open.
little play-action pass there. Finds his man. He pulls that one in down on his knees. He's down, as this is clearly high school football. Dylan Hughes there with the reception.
Yeah, and then he gets up like he's playing NFL.
Yeah.
He takes a couple steps. Hey, man, you got a couple years before you can do this, right?
You're right. You're not fooling anybody. You are down, man.
I mean, college, they're down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly.
I'm just checking.
Regardless, nice reception there. Great play-action pass. It's one of the first times I think I've ever seen Skyline do a play-action pass this season, to be honest.
Waggle pass, short side of the field. See that dang old slot, though, man. Wide open.
Well, we'll see if Coach Sorgitz eventually sees that. Pitched to his running back there. Couldn't quite get over on that edge. Brought down a 3-yard gain.
Pitch goes number 4, Anthony Henry.
Clean game so far. Not flags, officials not getting any face time.
You see Henry one more time. Again, that seems to be the workhorse. Brought down by number 20.
Lee.
Ehon Lee, exactly. And you've got the Eagles coming out under center. Another pitch to Anthony Henry. Henry could not find the corner there one more time. He's having a really hard time getting around those linemen and those linebackers. Again, you're talking about those slot receivers being wide open. I mean, those linebackers are covering a lot of ground very quickly.
Linebackers, everybody's flying up and they're setting the edge, and then they're turning the ball carrier back into the flow. And you saw right there that running to the outside, that might not be the friend for the Eagles tonight.
No, and it seems like Henry, like a lot of his best runs have been coming up the middle as well.
Right up the middle.
But he can't do the same thing every single time, so we'll see
If they don't
what
stop
the
it,
Eagles.
you can't.
No, that's true. We'll see the Eagles dial up on 3rd and 6 there. Pipkin looking for his man. Dialed in right up the middle. As Yehun Lee there, who had that hit him right in the hands, and he's frustrated about
Oh,
it.
that was pick 6, Nick.
Yep.
I mean, he read the quarterback's eyes. The quarterback took because he just telegraphed where he's going with the ball.
Pipkin was
at
dialed
this.
into him the entire time. And there you see Lee jump up. Nice ups from the young man there, but again, just hit those hands, and he wishes he had that one back.
Well, there's a reason he's playing defense with those hands.
Oh, that's what they always say. Poor defensive players, DBs especially. They always talk about that. And here we've got 4th and 6. There's our punter for the Eagles. Nice receive, solid high punt, not so deep, but takes the Skyline bounce, fortuitous Skyline bounce to about the 35-yard line. And that is where the Pioneers will start their next drive.
It's like that one kind of got hung up in the air there a little bit.
I
don't want to call humidity, but let's take a look at this pass again. You can see Lee was just all there. Pioneers in a zone. And so in a zone, you're not turning your back. You're watching the quarterback's eyes, right?
Yep, exactly. And again, he timed that jump perfectly. He seemed like he had his eyes on it the whole way, and he's frustrated.
Yeah, he was counting his cookies. It's a good job, though, on that whole series by Lee.
Yeah, he made a name for himself on that last defensive series, most definitely. And here we see the Pioneers once again starting out, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Quick handoff there, muddles forward for about 3.5 yards, I'd say. And with 1 minute and 9 seconds, the clock continues to roll down here in the first quarter.
And you saw a defensive change in that possession or in that play there, Nick. You saw safety high back, and you saw the linebackers maybe 2 steps back, so they can see the play develop before they just get into a scrum and miss the ball carrier.
And here we go, 2nd and 7 for the Pioneers on this play. East Hope under center. Little play action pass, rolls out just a little outside of Yihoon Lee. That one was not quite at Lee the way the interception opportunity was. Not a lot he could do with that one.
Well, and the ball's thrown to the inside. If it's thrown to the outside, Lee catches it and turns upfield. You see how he had to turn his whole body back into the ball? It's thrown behind him.
Yeah, not an optimal lead for that one. You're completely correct about that.
Lee's going to have to do a better job. I'm commenting on his hands now.
He's still got 3 quarters left to prove himself to Kevin Bryant for sure. And there's East Hope talking to his lineman right there before he takes a couple of steps back, moves back into the shotgun. Man in motion there. A little misdirection as it hands off to the non-motion man, but brought down almost immediately behind the line of scrimmage by the Eagles. Eric Rory, excuse me, on the tackle as the clock continues to roll down. 10 seconds left now with 4th and 7 approaching for the Pioneers.
Boy, he came right off a block on that tackle as well, too, so outstanding play.
And that will do it for the first quarter of action here on CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. Stick around and we'll be right back with second quarter action.
PEG TV. Public, education, and government television programs reflect the specific interests and diversity of local communities. You've probably watched it without really knowing what it is or how it benefits you directly. Each community has its own personality, its own style, its own priorities, its own obstacles and needs. And one thing each community has in common is not just the need for its own voice, but access to the means to express it. PEG TV provides that. PEG TV channels are non-commercial and combined nationally deliver more original, locally made shows than all commercial television stations combined. PEG TV delivers entertaining, informational programs for everyone: seniors, youth, parents, educators, consumers, and in some areas delivers multilingual programming for ethnic communities. PEG TV also provides vital election coverage, public safety, and emergency information specific to where you live. Standard programming often includes council and commission meetings, public service announcements, and informational bulletin boards. Special interest programming often includes local festivals, parades, concerts, talk shows, magazine-style shows, and other programs unique to your village, your township, your city, and your neighborhood, which are often overlooked by commercial media programming. In many communities, PEG TV provides the only coverage of local government. Without PEG, it can be difficult for citizens to stay informed about local government issues and events. Your community has a voice. And that voice is speaking to your subdivision, your streets, your senior citizens, your property, and your family's safety. And it's speaking to you. Please learn more about this valuable resource. Tune in to your local PEG channels. Then give the following websites a visit. Remember, we are your voice. PEG TV, Public Education and Government Television. Your voice, your community, your PEG.
And welcome back, everybody, to the start of the second quarter here at the Eagles Nest, where the Pioneers already have a 7-0 lead. We've got 4th and 8 here for the Pioneers, getting ready to punt away to the home team Eagles.
Little student action out there.
Yeah, you got to have some fun.
I
It's
mean,
cold, it's rainy, have a good time.
Perfect weather for students, right?
High punt continues to roll for the Pioneers. They're going to let that guy come to an absolute dead stop before they down it. At about the 21-yard line is where the Eagles will start their next drive from.
And the Eagles have to get a couple first downs. 2 reasons, Nick. They got to rest this. Their defense has been out there because there's been a couple good drives from the Pioneers, and they've been laying wood on that front 4 for the Eagles.
No, that's a great call. I mean, again, you want warm, soft legs out there, obviously, but you don't want to be overworked.
No.
We'll see what Skyline can dial up here on 1st and 10 from their own 22. They got to, like you said, get something going. And Pipkin with a soft toss to there to the halfback. Makes a nice move outside, gets along the sideline there before eventually being knocked out.
This was a good job of resetting himself, the receiver on that play. I believe that was Skurlock. It was Skurlock. Skurlock comes in, and he came in on that block, really set the edge there.
Most definitely, and Henry again made it around that edge. Barreled forward before being pushed out of bounds. Nice little slide, little effort at the end there, very nice. And that was good enough for a first down. Eagles first down. And Pipkins from the shotgun once again. A lot of varying looks here for the Skyline Eagles so far this evening. Screen pass right to his man there before getting knocked out of bounds. About a 5-yard gain.
I want to see a couple more passes like that because I've been mentioning how the Pioneer defender that's on top of Skurlock, he's giving him about 5 to 8 yards each play. And if that could be done all night long, it's just a long handoff, really.
No, and again, I'll never understand why that isn't utilized more in any football. You're completely correct about it. Again, it gets them away from the linemen, so you're not all bunched up, and it gives you your opportunity. If you've got a shifty guy out there that's receiving that pass, you never know what he could create.
And it's a sight read, too.
And Pipkin comes in, runs
Lee.
directly into a couple of Pioneers. And not only did he run into them, he got pushed backwards.
Oh, pushed way back. Lee right there, number 20, watch him come into this play. He meets him right at the line of scrimmage. Boom.
You know, it's not that he didn't have a couple of blocks there as well. It's just the blocks didn't hold nearly long enough, as long as he needed.
And I'm a fan of that tackle by Lee. You saw him put his head on the outside. His chin was tucked. I mean, that's the way you play football, folks. You don't duck your head and just ram into somebody. Good job.
Textbook tackle. You're completely correct about that. 3rd and 4 now for the Eagles. Pipkin coming out of center. It seems like it's almost in every other under center then versus the shotgun. Steps back, keeping a look for his man, rolls out, finds his man, catches him just across the 50 before he's brought down. Brian Skurlock once again the main target, the person Pipkin seems to be dialed into looking for. Coming up the middle.
He has a good route. Watch the way he corrals the ball, Nick. Hands.
Yep.
Hands on the ball. Good job.
Most definitely brought that in, cradled that ball very nicely, and then secured it, and then make sure to get down before he's knocked out of bounds.
Boy, we asked for it at the beginning of this drive, and Coach Sergitz has really opened up the playbook. Good job getting these couple first downs.
And there's Skurlock in motion a little bit. HB pitch to the halfback, but smacked right at the 50-yard line, brought down. Just barely get back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Well, now you don't run it again, because we saw that play like 3 plays ago. We saw the slot guy, Skyline, come in a couple of steps through the wham block in. The linebackers from Pioneer read that play, sniffed it out very fast.
And again, those linebackers are very active this evening, and they seem to be doing a great job of reading what's coming, and again, just being where they need to be pretty much at all times right now.
Well, they can read it because they're not bunched up into the line of scrimmage. They can see the play develop, and then they're coming in and taking care of business.
That's a great point.
Opposite of what we saw in the Eagles.
Yes, great. That's a great point. Hand it off to Henry right there, cuts back inside, makes a couple of men miss, runs into one of his own guys before being eventually brought down by Jordan Garrett there.
Well, this is what you're supposed to see in this kind of conditions, Nick. 2 teams running the ball downhill. Straight up the middle, too. You don't need to run outside wide.
A little bit of a stiff arm there by Henry as well before, again, moving. His momentum was going so strong. As he fell down, he still picked up another yard and a half. And it's good for 9 on that one. We're like 3rd and 1 here for the Eagles.
Henry's running hard. He doesn't
really
look like
hard.
He's got a lot in those legs, man, but he's pumping.
And Pipkin's keeper, I was just about to call that. I swear I was. You could just see that one coming a mile away. And that will be a first down for the Eagles here.
I mean, when you're thinking about it too, Nick, I mean, 3rd and 1.
No, of course.
But I wouldn't have had the quarterback 5 yards back running a quarterback sneak. He did get his momentum running.
That's exactly it. I mean, and again, Pipkin is he's shifty, he's quick, he does have a quick first step, so he's going to get that little bit of momentum going. He's going to find that yard, 2 yards that's going to be necessary in that spread out line there. And now from their 37-yard line, Eagles 1st and 10. Pipkin under center, pulls back. Little fake handoff there, and then goes deep down the middle to number 13, receives it, pulls it in, and then ambles into the end zone. Home crowd loves it. Eagles touchdown, and the man sitting next to me called that immediately. Where'd you see that one coming, Kevin?
Well, you saw how when we go back to the replay, I'm getting a thumbs up to the safety because there was a wide open over the middle. Watch this. Watch. You see the safety coming inside. Look at the cut. They're playing man. He's wide open. He's wide open.
Yep, and by the time that he realized that he's got to look for Kenyatta Ewing, he's wide open, and that ball hit him right on his hands, exactly where he needed to be. Coach Sorgatz could not be happier with what he saw there. He is stoked, and there's a little head pat for one of his linemen right there.
Fear the beard.
That's right.
I mean, that was a great pass there by Pipkins, too. Led the receiver. And sometimes a quarterback will throw the ball behind the receiver in that motion because you saw Pipkins is setting up. The receiver is coming across him from right to left. Great job of leading the receiver. Good job on the call, too. Just awesome for the Eagles to get back in this game, man.
And everybody's pumped up. Coach is pumped up. His linemen are pumped up. Everybody's excited, as they should be. 7-7 with that point after attempt now. Gives a little extra life to the crowd here, to the home crowd. And the band is going nuts, ready to go. Here we'll see that one more time. Play action pass. Pipkins dialed into Ewing right there. Hits him in stride.
Nice.
Receives it, and then nothing that strong safety could do. He just trots into the end zone.
Early play of the game right there.
Definitely. Great call, and again, executed perfectly on all ends.
So can I keep calling onside kick until somebody does it?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
this is a great time for an onside kick.
I'm openly rooting for it, so yeah, let's keep it up.
Hey, come on now.
A squibber there, but low rolling kickoff right there. Makes his man miss. Got good moves right there, and then still moves right into it. Oh, but the ball came loose.
The ball.
Squirted loose right there. I believe a Pioneer player ended up getting that one.
I think that was 12 for the Eagles that came in there. Servan came in there with the strip. Take a look on this.
It made a few men miss right there. A little move right there. A little juke there.
And he's holding the ball good. You said, it's 22.
So that's Aiden Mulcrone that punched that ball loose.
That's fortunate for the Pioneers. You get a fumble after a touchdown like that, all kinds of momentum would be riding on the Eagles sidelines.
But all for naught, as the Pioneers will start from their own 38-yard line here. East Tope from the shotgun. He's got three guys wide. Handoff there to number 44, trying to get outside the play right there. Makes a man miss, but still would not let go before he is slammed to the ground one more time. For as wet and cold as it is, we have seen some really nice hitting tonight, Kevin.
Well, Rowley comes in and check his hands, Nick. Is this stick 'em? Look at this. I mean, check those gloves.
Yeah. That's great job of staying with your guy, and that's who wants it more right there.
Oh, yeah.
You're not getting away from me.
You would think that the arm would be a little bit slippery in these conditions, maybe playing after a couple quarters, but no.
Not slippery enough.
Was just stick-ems on him, right? Nice.
So loss of 4 on that attempted run by the Pioneers. We got 2nd and 14 now as the clock continues to drop down. 6:45 here to go in the first half. Snapped. Ooh, a little double switch there, but nobody ever ended up coming up with that one. Fumble Ruski there, and Skyline thinks that they have it, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I don't think that second Pioneer wideout ever really had control of that one, and there it is. Skyline will take control of the football from about their 25-yard line. Big opportunity coming up here for the Eagles. Here we see the initial handoff, and then the pitch to the end around
That's a tough
option.
play in these conditions, man. Not a lot of space in that, in between the exchanges as well, too. It seemed like maybe the receiver that was coming in motion, maybe he got to the point of exchange a little bit too soon there.
And he just needed to be closer, just overall closer, like closer shoulder to shoulder as well, because that was less of a kind of like a little hand toss and more of a pitch. And when both guys are in motion, that's going to be a really difficult thing to pull off, especially in this weather, as you said.
Well, I think Coach Bellers right now is telling the receiver coming in that was grabbing that ball that was supposed to, ball security first, run second.
And Pipkin rolls out, looks for his man, but couldn't find anybody downfield. Eventually pushed out of the field of play. You'll see this one more time. That initial toss right there. Again, a little bit behind him, and like you said, he might have gotten there too early. That's Michael McMullen, and just never quite finds it. Doesn't fall on it initially, too. You kind of like to see him just immediately drop down. Yeah, don't scoop and score. Just fall on it and call it a day.
Well, we know what type of drill they'll be doing in practice on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that throw the ball, you got to secure it, man.
That's right.
Sometimes they do it with a wet football, too. Not fun.
And 2nd and 8 now for the home team Eagles. Pippin right there. There's that pass out. Oh, just over the man's head.
I've been calling that play all game long. They are so far off, the Pioneers defenders, off that slot receiver. And you see Skurlock is open all the time. If they just do a quick pop pass, he's there. And
Skurlock is shifty as well. So it's, I mean, again, that's definitely the type of guy you want to get it to. Just a little bit over him. Skurlock, no jump is going to get that to him.
And you saw the wide receiver, he takes his man upfield.
Right.
So it just develops an open space out there. Nobody's really watching because the corner is playing man.
It's a great
call.
So
he turns and runs with his player.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3rd and 8 now for the Eagles. We got 2 men to his right, 1 man to his left. Pipkins pulls back, looks for anything. Little cut to the left-hand side. Great catch. Well received there by number 13 for the Skyline Eagles. That's Kenyatta Ewing one more time, making another big catch. Johnny on the spot. He's the guy they want to look for.
Let's look at Devion Pipkins, though. He looks to his right. He didn't see anything. He had several receivers over there. Comes backside and throws a great ball. That's a long pass, Nick.
And that pocket was collapsing on him by the moment when he gets that one away. He kind of had some, not going to say happy feet, but he was jumpy back there.
Well, he's smart. He looked to the right. Look at me. He turns his feet to where he wants to go. It's a good ball.
Yeah, excellent job of executing that pass. Under duress, executing that pass. Now we've got 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Handoff there to Anthony, as was almost expected. Falls forward, probably gets a couple. Anthony Henry there once again.
We have a couple new linemen coming in there. You don't see that too often. 79 and 73 coming into the game.
No, you won't see them switch that out too often, especially when you're driving and you're ever so close. You're just in the shadows of the end zone. Clock continues to tick down. 5:12 left to go here. 2nd and goal, excuse me, from the 8. Man in motion right there. Pipkin tossed to Henry. And just hit strong. Spun away from that one initially. but could not get away from that man. Just wasn't slick enough to get through that one.
Yeah, we've seen the toss sweep maybe 3 or 4 times, and Pioneer, they've definitely smelled this play out.
Right.
They can see when this play is developing, and they meet the runner in the backfield before he's even able to square shoulders upfield.
It seems that more often than not, right, like you said, with that pitch play, it seems that more often than not, Pioneer's ready for that one. You know, he's not getting around the corner if he's even getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, if the Eagles have a counter off of that play, maybe a fake pitch, have Pipkin step back, we could see something big happen.
Setting him up for something later. And we've got a timeout here. Timeout by the Eagles. And again, third down from the 10-yard line, third and goal from the 10-yard line. Coach Sorgitz there's got to talk to his team about exactly what he wants, and everything has to be on the same page and executed perfectly for this one, because you don't really want to settle for a field goal in this opposite.
And a field goal is not a given out here today. We saw that extra point just crawl over the goalpost. So right now they're right on the edge of probably field goal range. You may even want to think about going for it on a 4th down because, hey, pin my opponent deep in their end. Why not?
And that could be something else he's talking about. Like, hey, the guys, this is 4-down territory for us right here. Even if we don't get the first, we pull up 5 or 6. Don't sweat it. It's only 4th and 4, and we're close. Yeah. And then you got the whole playbook.
Eagles get the ball start second, right?
Yep.
See how we do, folks? we put each other on the spot.
Only a brief second of thinking and coming back to that, yes. And here we go, shotgun formation. Pipkin back there with the man to his immediate right. A little bit of a high snap, takes a couple steps back, looks around, and he is loses his man, then throws up a oh my goodness, caught there by number 17, falls into the end zone. That's Dylan Hughes. I do not know how Pipkins got that ball away. I called it ill-advised as it was in the air.
No,
but he brought that down.
That's football, man. That's what football all is about. And sometimes a play might just go haywire. Pipkin, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He shoved the defender off, immediately put his eyes downfield, and knew where his receiver was going to be. Watch. He knows where he's going right now. I know where I'm going.
And just heaved it up over the number 12 there for the Pioneers. Just
well, he believed his receiver too, right? A man on man. He put the ball up high. Yeah. If it's incomplete, if it's intercepted, we're calling it a bad play. Guess what? It wasn't. It was a nice play by a quarterback keeping his head downfield, doing a good job of finding an open receiver and a tall receiver. He knew exactly who he was throwing to, Nick.
That tall receiver, that's exactly it, because he went and scooped that up like he was pulling a rebound down over a shorter opponent out there.
Good call.
Great job there by Dylan Hughes, man of the hour.
Pipkins with his second TD toss of the night. Didn't think we'd be saying that.
No, sure didn't.
With all that rain, right?
Yeah, but here we are now with the point after attempt was also good. Eagles will be kicking off here with a 14-7 lead. And as usual, turnover's the name of the game, Kevin, with the Pioneers turning that ball over last time. Definitely take good advantage of this opportunity here. Still got plenty of time here to go in this half. Scoots ahead. There is nobody. We got one man left. Is about to catch him. Trips him up there right at the 25-yard line. Or 15-yard line, excuse me.
McMullen on the play there, boy. He really made up for an earlier blunder we were talking about, really McMullen. But you saw that play develop. It was a good job of the line. He goes to the right, and you can see this wall. Look at that wall. He went right through the tunnel.
And then he knew exactly where to go to get outside and away from that kicker and away from anybody else.
Yeah, right there. He's going to watch this film and say, next time, I'm going to put my head down and just run. He slowed down several times by looking back and checking who's trying to catch him.
Well, I wonder if he was starting to run out of steam towards the end there, too, possibly.
Yeah, he's too young to run out of steam. Come on.
Not the greatest angle taken by that player either, but he still made it there and tripped him up.
Always fantastic action on the CTN game of the week, baby.
That is right. Got excitement to go around here with 4 minutes left to play. First down from the 14-yard line. Pioneer handoff right there. Harris doesn't quite make it rightfully back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Boy, if you look at that play, it didn't look like it developed the right way from the beginning. It looked like the two backs, they kind of slowed down to each other before the handoff there, like it was some miscommunication going on in that play, Nick.
Yeah, there could have been a little bit of confusion as to who goes where and at what point.
You saw the back that was coming in motion. It seemed like either the ball is snapped too soon or why is he coming in motion to make that block?
It was a really quality tackle by Eric Rory. Pretty much on his knees, he brought him down from behind. Here's the next opportunity for East Hope, rolls out. Taking a look for his men, finds somebody open there at the end of the end zone, right at him, and it'll be touchdown, Pioneers. Dave Brines there.
Nothing junior. That was awesome.
11th graders ruling the world here today, apparently.
Well, before the game started, we were talking about these quarterback play. We got a senior on one side, and this sophomore right here, we've been talking about him since we've been having him on our airways. This guy is good.
Just a great job of moving, wait till he gets to a spot, planting his feet, and then finding his man, just slings it in there to him, finds the exact right spot. Great toss by East Hope.
And East Hope plays with so much composure. It never looks like he's, out of the play, going too fast. He knows what's going on.
Composure is the perfect word for that young man right now. He's definitely shown his coach and everybody watching at home what he's made of and what he's capable of. And what he's capable of is tying up this ball game. 14-14 now with 3:14 left to play here in this first half from the Eagles' nest.
Man, how are these two teams 3 and 4? For all of the big plays we've seen out of them so far in this first half, Nick.
Well, it's like our director likes to say, when it's inner city rivals, you never know. You never know.
Crosstown
Crosstown
rivalry.
rivals.
A lot of receivers are running free, and that's a lot of man defense from both teams out there. You may want to see some zone in the second half and keep the players in front of you.
Yeah, that's might be something again. Those might be those halftime adjustments that make or break a team, make or break a coach. And here we've got Pioneers kicking the ball away. High kick. Received there by the Eagles. Once again, not the north-south, but finds a way around the edge before he cuts back up north. Ball's loose. I believe he's going to be called down by. That might have been caused by the ground there. I think he was down already.
Well, let's take a look at that replay because I was being quiet because I knew you were going to comment on this east-west running style right here. Get upfield, young man, and hold that ball.
And eventually he did. Yeah.
He was way down. Way down.
He was down before. Came in there. Karamba Kaba there with his knee, knocked that guy out.
Kaba's been on a couple tackles on some special teams.
Now let's see if the Eagles can do here with 3:06 left to go. Toss ball right up the middle. Tipped it, but Tip Drill stayed with it on that one. Dylan Hughes. Touchdown scorer of the last drive, pretty much on a kind of a similar play, just cutting up the middle.
Good job here of tracking it. Look at Hughes. He's not worried about getting hit. He knows he's going to get hit. You're in the middle of the field. Get the ball, young man. Good job.
And again, with those big, long arms, he could not tip it up a little bit and still stick with it, reach up there over any of the other linebackers, snag that, bring it down for a first down. Pipkins back. Line breaks down, and he is brought down right there by number 26 for the Pioneers, Dennis Simmons.
Kind of looked like Pipkins was losing the control of the ball just before he goes down on the tackle. Looks like he was trying to put it in a running motion and nearly lost it.
Good job by him of keeping that control of the ball, though, like you said. Loss of 5 yards on that play. So they got 2nd and 15 with 2:09 left to go.
Again, the Pioneers are within about 8 yards of the line of scrimmage with the deepest man, so you can maybe get behind them if you're an Eagle receiver.
And Pipkin takes a step back and heaves it all the way down the field. Caught there by Kenyatta Ewing and makes his man miss. Almost pulled away from those two defenders. Man, that ball was in the air forever.
I did go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich while the ball was in the air, Nick. I'm back eating it right now. But seriously, we were talking just before the snap how the Pioneers are just stacked on the line of scrimmage. Very easy play. And if that ball is thrown sooner, we're talking 7.
Oh, and again, even another 2 feet on that one. Ewing catches that in stride instead of sitting and waiting for it, and he's definitely long gone. Once again, great composure shown there by Pipkins. Great job there by the Eagles offense all around. And with 1:28 left to go, they are knocking on the door from the 15-yard line. Pipkins gets that ball, cuts right up immediately. Straight away, falls forward for about 5 or 6.
Good job of following this blocker right there. And good lead block out of the running back. Sometimes you don't say that on a guy that totes the rock sometimes, but watch this. Good job by Henry getting in there and sniffing out somebody.
Exactly right. There's Coach Sorgatz figuring out his best possible play for this situation. From the 9-yard line, 53 seconds to go, and that clock is running still.
Now this is where Coach Sorgatz wants to really do a good job of getting the score with nothing left on the clock.
And Pipkins gets that, makes a couple of moves in the backfield, loses his man, cuts back inside, but again, gang tackled by a couple of Pioneers up along near the sideline. Nice job of making a couple of guys miss, though.
Probably wanted to stay in bounds, though, as opposed to going out of bounds, because he's going to stop the clock.
You see Pipkins get that. It was a little outside of him there, but making that first man miss was huge. Then he tried to cut back inside. Does a really nice job.
Yes. Hold that ball.
Yes, great job with 2 hands on that ball, ensuring that nobody's knocking that guy away.
Timeout, Skyline. They were second.
And that'll be another Skyline timeout with first down on the 4-yard line, 4 to go.
This second quarter's been all offense.
Yeah, you're right. Big plays. Yeah, big punches and big counter punches. That's what we're trying to give you here on CTN's Game of the Week.
Some exciting stuff.
That's right. That's right. You can see that Pioneer huddle. Everybody coaching up what to do here. I mean, what are you telling your defensive guys here, Kevin?
Right now, you want to find the ball. Right now, locate the football, because out of the timeout, most coaches are not going to go power.
Right.
And you have another timeout in pocket. They want to run the clock down. Find the ball if you're a Pioneer defender.
Right you are. We'll see what the Eagles dial up here. From the 3-yard line. Pipkins from the shotgun. He's got his man to his left. Nice little move.
Easy.
Makes a quick cut to the left and then immediately finds that hole, runs into the end zone, and one more for the home squad. Now 20-0 Eagles.
Devion Pipkins, 2 touchdown passes, 1 with the legs. Great job here in this second quarter.
And I mean, again, he was definitely doing it with his arm on this drive as well. That long touchdown, or that long pass earlier on, was just unbelievable.
Oh, and he got there though, Nick, with his feet, because he dodges a defender coming in, kept his head downfield again, found a receiver open downfield again. Good job of finishing off what you started.
And the extra point is good to complete the 7-point lead now for the Eagles. With 26 seconds left here to go in the first half. Skyline 21, Pioneer 14. But as you said, Kevin, there is a little bit of an opportunity for the Pioneers. They had a huge return on that last kickoff. See if they can dial up something like that again.
Well, and the Eagles have been squibbing the ball downfield. You don't see normally big returns out of that kind of kick.
The Pioneer special teams have been doing their job very nicely. Opening the holes where necessary, making those blocks.
Now here's that play that we were talking about there. Watch it. With the feet, step to the side.
He put every ounce of his weight and strength into that toss. And here we see the kickoff moving forward there for the Pioneers. And 17 seconds to work with here for the Pioneers.
Now I'm going to go out on a limb, Nick. Matt 8 in the box. I'm thinking somebody's going to be loose.
You might be right.
Protect the goal line.
You might be right about that.
And I might be wrong. I'm an announcer. I'm not a coach.
I'm not seeing much of a nickel package here on this one.
These coaches are playing with fire.
Hard and loose in the crosstown rivalries, baby. Easthope pulls it back, and there it is. Fires it down up the middle. Boy, he's got one man. Oh, out the defender's hands. Pioneer player got it, moving towards the end zone, and he got into it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm not even sure what I just saw on that one. Easthope rolled away, had 2 people down that field, 1 defender, 1 his man, off the defender's hands, and just a great self-awareness of that wideout to be looking around and to come up with that. What are the odds? Easthope just a laser down the field off 14's hands, and boom, right into number 12, Logan Jacobs on that one.
Well, you see Morton. Morton is going to be kicking himself after that when he sees the replay there. But what's up with the set from the coaches? We're talking about you got seconds left on the clock, and you're still in a man defense. You got to put somebody back and protect.
No, you definitely have to start thinking about nickel, dime, and prevent on that one. Absolutely,
that's not good coaching.
It's inexcusable to have man-to-man at the end when you know that's what's going on. You
There's
know that's what's going to happen.
There's only one thing that can hurt you.
And you just saw
and
it.
You just see it happen. You get a guy out there on an island. Hey, awesome job by picking up the block by 44 for Pioneer. He gave Easthope some time. Easthope immediately knows where he's going with the ball because it's man on man. Throw the ball up, and you don't know if it's going to get picked or not. You give your guy a shot. That's what he did.
Yep, you're exactly right. And again, just getting open, sets his feet, and just that dart down the field. Bounces off those hands, and again, just right to Logan Jacobs on that, just in the exact right spot, turned around and saw it the exact way. Everything that could have went right for Jacobs on that one did.
Well, and the receivers on both sides have been tracking footballs.
Yes.
Good job of keeping their eye on the football, catching the ball.
And now it is 21-21. 7 seconds to go here in this first half. This is an unbelievable first half. High kick received by the Eagles there. Pulls forward, got past his first series of would-be tacklers, but brought down eventually on the 35-yard line there.
That's tough. That was 14 Morton again right after he gives up the touchdown. He's back there. You know he's still a little bit salty about the last play.
Can't hide from the ball. Ball's going to find you.
This has got to be a knee, right?
It's
got to be a knee, right?
Why not just maybe just a run? Maybe try to do something just out the outside and see what happens here.
Yeah.
But whatever happens, we know that the Pioneers will not fall subject to something similar.
So the Pioneers have some guys deep?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not even figure. They're not even fitting into our wide shot there. But regardless, you're correct. They will take a knee to run out the time in this unbelievable first half of action here on CTN's Game of the Week. You do not want to miss this second half. We're not sure what's going to happen. Please stick around. We'll catch you in a minute.
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows. Whoa! Ah! Cool, where am I? I want to know! What is this place?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers, electrical devices and social media interfaces.
This is awesome!
I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Whoa, really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand 82gov.org/watch CTN.
This is awesome! What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community-produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
There's 4 channels here. I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show, scroll through the mini playlists, or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
Are you kidding me? I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit 82gov.org/watch CTN for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends once I leave. So, how do I get out of here?
Goodbye.
Hello? How do I get back to my life? I've got stuff to do. I mean, hello? Hello? Okay, I mean, I thought there'd be more to my life, but this is it?
And welcome back to second half action here on CTN's Game of the Week from the Eagles Nest. And this game has had nothing but action, Kevin Bryant, as it is 21-21 tie game. Just punch, counter punch in that first half.
Well, first half, second quarter, Nick, all kinds of action. Both teams going up and down the field, only one turnover, and it was a big turnover off of a kick. It gave, Skyline an opportunity to get back involved and get another touchdown.
And they took advantage of it, exactly. They took advantage of that opportunity that they were given, marched down the field, that very shortened field, and that just sent them on their way for the entire first half, and getting ready to go with the second half. And here we go, Pioneer kickoff to the Eagles, and that one might roll out of bounds. And technically, that is our first flag of the game.
Are you kidding?
Not kidding.
Man, that's a clean first half.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Or the officials really want to get out of here in this cold weather.
It's a little chilly out there. It's a little chilly out there. Maybe some of our camera ops slipped those guys a few fivers. Said, "Hey, let's keep this thing moving."
And though both teams, late in the season, you don't expect to see a bunch of tissue out there on the field. You expect to see both teams playing clean football.
No, that's true. They should be really hitting their stride at this point. So you're right. Everything should be clean. Everything should be executing where they want it to be. That's a great call. And speaking of great calls, here we come with Skyline Eagles. Pipkins from the shotgun. This guy's man Henry to his immediate right. Fakes out and then goes deep to number 13 one more time. Went down. Could have got that. Did he pull that one in?
He caught that one.
He certainly caught that one. And there's laundry on the floor.
Man, that was a great job by Ewing, really tracking that ball. And he goes up and gets it. He went right through the defender. Watch this.
Okay, so Pipkins faked for that short one, then goes long. Catches his man nearly in stride. Defensive player with his hands up the whole way. Great job of seeing that one right into the breadbasket and then rolls afterwards. I'm not so sure about that flag, or even they're going to be moving on that one. I'm not sure what they would have called on that. He didn't seem to be much contact.
It kind of looked like they're going to call a pass interference, but it's going to be declined.
Right.
Eagles would have lost a couple yards on that play because it would have only been a 15-yard penalty. But you're right. I didn't see a lot of contact out of the defender. It looked like he was just turned around, and it didn't even look like the offensive player Look at that. Maybe face guarding or something?
Yeah, maybe they can see that his right arm kind of hooked him a little bit and as he was coming down. But, yeah, regardless, Ewing ducked underneath him and made that catch. And here we go from the 32-yard line. Now the Eagles. Pipkin takes it and just moves, runs into his line, then makes it around the edge, barrels forward, smashes into that Pioneer player. Pipkins is not a big kid, and he was going forward like a young Jerome Bettis on that one.
Jerome Bettis.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Bowling ball action here.
Just look at it go. It gets in there, cuts to the outside, and he's going to truck a dude here in a second. There he is right there. That Pioneer defender tried to go low, but Pipkins ran right over him.
I mean, he went right through him. Love the way he went from first to fourth gear, though. He's sitting right there in the pocket, and then he shifts over to the right, scoots up, and he put it in high gear, Nick.
And Pipkins has shown a lot of heart this entire game. Really had a lot of fun watching him this game. He's playing just, it seems, top level right now, and he's a lot of fun to watch right here tonight. Pipkin right there, handoff to Henry right there. Henry right up the middle. Ball comes loose, but I think that one was after he'd been down.
Yeah, that kind of looked like he was tossing the ball up to the official.
Henry gets that one and is immediately in first gear right there.
Yeah, that actually, he was well down on that play, Nick.
Oh, yes. Pipkin trots into the huddle there.
That long pass, though, the pump and go, that's a direct adjustment from the coaching staff of watching what the Pioneers, how they were lined up.
Pipkins from the shotgun shoots it right up the middle once again. Tackled right about the line of scrimmage. And now we've got 3rd and 5 from the Skyline 11-yard line.
You know, Holmes comes up on this tackle, and he does a good job really fighting right through the block there. Just pancaking Pipkins. Nice job of sportsmanship helping the senior up, though.
Yeah, not everybody's going to do that sort of thing. Let's see, the rain still continues to fall out here in Washtenaw County. 3rd and 3 to go now. Pipkins gets that one, fakes inside, then fakes outside. Regardless of what happened there, got a couple of Pioneers wrapping him up and pulling him down.
And that opportunity there, you would want Pipkins to really make a decisive move. A little bit too much dancing in the hole allowed the Pioneers to really scrape in from the inside.
And that definitely is, as we've seen, the name of the game tonight. Is it's going to take a couple of guys to bring people down at this point because, again, so wet out there, so slippery, those jerseys, those hands, those gloves, everything. And we've got the Eagles with an attempt here to take the lead. Got the southpaw out there. Snaps down, hold is good, kick is up.
It's good.
And it is good. Eagles now take the lead, 24-21, Kevin.
And the Eagles have been scoring the last couple of times they've possessed the ball. Pioneers defense isn't slowing them down, Nick.
Well, at least on that play, if the Pioneers looking for something to hang their hat on, they did stop them from getting in the end zone. Yeah.
Good halftime adjustments from the Eagles coaching staff coming out and really exploiting the vertical pass.
And I mean, you called it right on with that fake to the screen pass and then the turn and then just the launch downfield, and that's exactly a direct result of game planning between first half and second half.
So now's a great time to kick an onside kick.
Kick an onside, it's crazy. I thought you might say that. Eagles straight up lined right there. Andrew Lafferty there. Once again, southpaw. Little squibber bounces right off that Pioneer's hands. Wisely just falls on it. No more scoop and score. No trying to be a hero. Just fall on that and let the offense take over.
You sound like you were in the locker room and Coach Bellers was talking to you because there were some opportunities in the first half. We saw on a reverse play, a double reverse, and that second pitch. Fall on the ball. Was that McMullen? I think it was.
Yeah, if those words or some iteration or movement of those words weren't spoken in halftime, I don't know. I don't know what I'd say or do. And here we've got East Hope now. Hand off to number 3. cuts upfield, grabs about 3.5 yards there before being brought down by those Skyline linebackers.
And you see how East Hope now starts off under center, a little different. Come back out with the run game, and that's exactly how Pioneers started the game, right?
Yeah, that's definitely true. See if East Hope stays under center, if they move him back to the shotgun, a little more spread action, but no. There it is, another handoff there.
Ooh, big hole.
Just off and running on that one. Makes it over to about cross midfield, then into about the 48-yard line.
That play was won by the offensive line for the Pioneers. You can see right here, they're going uphill, and they take it to the third level.
And then again, whether it was the linemen or even some fullbacks up there blocking way downfield, that was a great job to make some extra yards on that one. There's a handoff to Harris one more time. Gets thrown to the outside. He might have still gotten 1 yard on that one, maybe.
Number 26 for the Pioneers, Dennis Simmons. You got to take a look at him. He has the old school pads on the forearms, and he's the far tackle from us, so he's the left tackle, or the left end. And you'll see him next time when he lines up, Nick. Just take a look at his forearms.
Going old school out there. You like that?
Those are 1970 pads, man.
Maybe they're his dad's pads. And 2nd and 9 now from the 46. East Hope takes it, sends it back to Harris one more time.
Tate was in the middle of that, number 55 or 56 for the Eagles. Just really stuffed that play up.
Yeah, between Tate and Rory, those two guys have really made a name for themselves this evening. Made a lot of solid tackles, sniffing out plays, getting in the middle of things, staying in the mix. And more than anything, wrapping players up. And even if they're not the ones bringing the player down, they're definitely getting half credit for a tackle.
Well, you saw on the bottom of that tackle, number 50, Rowley, with his arms that were just wrapped around the running back's legs. I mean, check his gloves, Nick. Super sticky.
And now we've got 3rd and 9. East Hope out of the shotgun. Man in motion coming through. Handoff to number 12. Oh, they're going back to that dipsy-do once again. Turns around the corner, but tackled right at the 50-yard line. Quality tackle. Hits the man low and brings him down. And that end around.
McCoy.
Yeah.
I mean, they end around. They fixed the exchange issue they had in the first half. But the blocking here on the outside, just one guy to beat. And you see the Pioneer offensive guy, number 73, on his front side.
Right.
McCoy beat him, and he just blew up that play. Great job.
Excellent tackle. Excellent tackle, getting low, lining his man up, seeing what he needed to do, and then just put that hit on him perfectly. And the Pioneers are forced to punt away, and they do. High punt. Takes a Pioneer bounce, and they will down it at about the 11-yard or the 16-yard line, excuse me. And if nothing else, you can't ask for much more from your punter on that one. Gets the ball inside the 20-yard line.
And a good job of it. Sometimes an end-over-end kick, they teach you to get a good spiral on it. No, sometimes in this kind of inclement weather, you need one of those type of kicks because you want the ball to bounce crazy all over the joint, and you might, touch one of the offensive players and get a turnover.
Completely true. You never know where that thing's going to bounce. You never know what's going to skip across a puddle, skip across something wet there, hit off somebody's foot. Big opportunity. And Pipkins takes a couple steps back, launches another one up the middle, finds his man. Oh, number 13 right off his hands there. Kenyatta Ewing one more time, the man in the middle. Couldn't quite pull that one down, though. At least on that time, there's a few more Pioneers down there as well, though.
Well, I want to go with Pipkins. He didn't throw the ball away from the defender. He threw it too far up the field, and you can see Ewing kind of slow down there. I mean, if he throws the ball away from the defender, we might be talking about, 80-yard bomb.
You could be right. Just another yard or two led in a certain direction, and that could be a totally different outcome there for the Eagles.
Well, you see the difference of that play to the next play. The Pioneers were all packed up on the line. Now they're kind of loosening up, and you got a two-deep safety look now, Nick.
You definitely, at this point, have to give Ewing a little bit more respect. And speak of the devil there, that's actually Brian Skurlock there receives that. Couldn't quite bring that guy down, though. You'll see that big pass one more time there by Pipkins. Gets a chance to set. Once again, throws every ounce of his weight into that one. Really nice job by the Pioneers blocking that away.
Good job
Exactly
on the
right.
defense. Just punch it away.
Yep.
Well, we say that now. First half, we saw a couple similar plays, and the offensive guy comes up with the score, or at least the catch.
And again, that's, at halftime, that's what you do as a coach. You take these players aside, you tell them, hey, just don't do that again. Make sure that you're paying attention, and this is how you do it. This is how you correct those mistakes. Pipkins pulls back right now.
Oh, the tight end is wide open.
Sees his man Ewing down there one more time. Oh, right over the Pioneer defender. Ewing going, moving on to the 10. 5-yard line, one man to beat into the end zone. Eagles touchdown one more time. Kenyatta Ewing.
Let's check that. 82-yard bomb, Nick. I mean, Pipkins fixed what he needed to fix on that throw, right?
It sure seemed like it, because again, like you said, he finds his man cutting upfield. Ewing goes up and just snags it away from that defender right there. Gets past both of them. Solid effort there by the Pioneer defender, but when he doesn't come up with it and he falls down, that's it for him. Ewing's gone after that.
If I'm one of the coaches talking to Pipkins, ask him to throw the ball a hair sooner. I mean, just a tick sooner, and his receiver is catching the ball in stride. I mean, you really can't do too much more than score, so he did score.
Well, yeah, what else do you want from him? He's thrown 3 touchdowns and ran in for a 4th, so. But you're right. I mean, there's always room for improvement, clearly.
Why not?
But that last play was very nice. Once again, great pass. Great job receiving that ball by Ewing.
Well, you saw the play before, Pipkins was a little behind. And this play, maybe misplayed a little by the Pioneer defender, because you can see him coming down as the ball just reaches the apex for the receiver.
Well, and again, Pipkins throws that ball so high, it might have been in and out of the lighting out there as well. He might have lost a little bit of a glance at it.
Yeah, because they are looking back up into the light.
It's a possibility, something to think about out there. And Lafferty one more time to kick away. Little squibby guy down there. Touched by one of the Pioneers. He's finally going to snag that, pick that up, and he's going to look up after he picks that up, and he's going to be surrounded by hungry Eagles.
Well, that play was executed exactly the way it was drawn up if you're the offensive player. I mean, the kicking team, that's what you want to do, dribble it down there.
And here we see that last touchdown pass one more time. Again, that high floating pass, 13 goes up for it, and just barely out of his fingertips, just barely out of his reach. And there you see Ewing hiking it along.
Almost
one last opportunity, but couldn't quite do it. Ewing's got those long legs. He can kind of high step over him there.
Kind of walked right out of that tackle. Well, I'm sure we're going to see a little bit of opening it up from the Pioneers. And Easthope, he definitely has the arm to get his team back in the game.
Well, and they started on their first drive really handing the ball off, trying to establish that run. I wonder if they're going to abandon that. Nope. There's that pass out there. Makes to the outside, far side. Gets to about 5 yards out of that one. You see the very end of that run right there by Danico Harris. There's the squib right there. The initial player touches it and kind of knocked it away, and then at that point, really tough to get a hold of. Yeah, you got to get in front of that, and by the time that he does corral it, man, just surrounded by pretty much the entire Eagles team right there.
Well, it took so long for the ball to stop bouncing around.
And here we go, 2nd and 6 here for the Pioneers. Play action pass right there, rolls out to his outside, finds his running back right there. Caught in stride and then knocked out of bounds, but not before pulling on that first down.
I like the way that Easthope throws a good ball. I mean, he just does not seem to be rushed at all in his throwing motion, even coming out here when he has a defender coming into his vision. He still keeps his eyes downfield.
Well, and he is a big kid, so, a linebacker coming at him doesn't intimidate him as much as maybe a Pipkins, who is a bit of a smaller quarterback. But you use the word composure, and that's the greatest word for him right now. There's a pitch there from Easthope there to Harris. Harris finds his man outside, comes up front, and he'll be just shy of the first down, I believe.
Now that was a strong run and good job of reading your blocks. Harris with a real good cut, plant that outside foot, got up the field as he saw his lead blocker as well as the tackle on that side take out the end.
And I misspoke, that was in fact a first down, so we got 1st and 10 here from 42 for the Pioneers. He's open the handoff one more time. Barrels forward for about 3 yards, pulling up to the 45-yard line.
I think that was all Hughes coming in from the Eagles, number 17. He crept up through the line of scrimmage, and the Pioneers didn't pick him up on that blitz.
And again, the establishment of the run game continues for the Pioneers right here, right now. Again, they are only down by 10. It's not desperation hour, but it's just we haven't seen this much of a commitment to it yet. So it'd be crazy for me to not think that there's not a pass coming here.
Setting them up?
Yeah, I think so. Here we go, 2nd and 7 now. Pitch outside one more time, fouls his lead blocker very nicely. Grabs about 6 yards. He's just shy of the first down, probably 3rd and 1, maybe 3rd and 2 now.
I want to say that has to be the strong side. You got the pulling guard coming out there leading, but that has to be the strong side for the Pioneers. They've been running with effectiveness to the left side.
Yeah, you're right about that. They clearly have the better, stronger, faster run blockers moving in that general direction right now.
Big 3rd down here.
There you see those defenders coming right up in the line of scrimmage. Handoff there, moves it past those blitzing linebackers. He gets across the line to get that first down. Into the good side of the half, onto their 45-yard line.
Harris was not going to be denied this first down. You saw him go right through the tackle there and really get north-south.
Well, those linebackers shot in quickly, and I mean, they were in right past Harris, and he had a little bit of an open field to get into that first down territory. And with 1:21 left to go here in this 3rd quarter, this fast-moving 3rd quarter. I can't believe I was even saying that. 1st and 10 here for the Pioneers.
Well, with only 2 flags in the entire game.
And Eastope there fakes the handoff, then spinning away, tosses it up to his man, diving, couldn't quite come up with it. The wide receiver and a few other folks in this box are calling for a flag there, but that one didn't quite come down there.
That was a lot of contact with the ball in the air. Usually, if the ball's not in the air, the official will hold onto the flag. But you can see here, both players are tracking for the football, but it looks like the offensive player is getting held up there, Nick.
Yeah,
what's that arm bar there?
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. And he tried to kind of work his way underneath. He was almost kind of like not blocking him out per se.
It was a hold. It was a hold.
Yeah.
If you look at it, he had his arm intertwined with the receiver's arm, holding him. Unfortunately, the official was on the backside of that play, so he probably didn't see that.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Pioneers. Handoff there. Makes a couple little moves there before getting to the outside and being brought down. About a 4-yard gain on that one.
That's a strong effort for that last yard.
Yeah,
you see him twisting and turning.
Love to see that, moving deep into the second half, and your running backs or halfbacks are still working hard, still battling for every inch that they can get out there. And now a big 3rd and 7 here for the Pioneers.
You can hear the crowd for the Eagles coming alive now. They need to stop.
Eastope takes that, rolls to his right, finds an open man cutting. Nice reception there by Logan Jacobs, and he's brought down. First down, Pioneers.
Well, that was a great route by Jacobs. You can see he comes. You won't be able to see on the play, but he kind of got inside to the defender and cut away from him, really created great space between him and the defender there.
And not the best ball coming out of Eastope's hands. And with 2 seconds now, 1 second, they're going to try to quit something quick, but will not be able to pull that one off. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter here at the Eagles Nest. We have got an amazing matchup so far tonight. Punch, counter punch all evening long. Eagles are up 31-21 currently. Stick around for 4th quarter action here on CTN's Game of the Week. And welcome back, everybody, to fourth quarter action now as the Pioneers start their finish up their drive there. It's tossed right through the middle by East Hope on that one. And as the fourth quarter begins, Kevin, again, we were just talking how quickly that third quarter went. But, you know, like you mentioned, almost no penalties. Receptions are being made. Long bombs are getting made. I mean, just things just keep rolling along, and the Eagles in control of this one right now.
Right now, two good offensive lines as well, too. Both offensive lines are giving their team some time, running back some open space, and they're the unsung heroes, right?
You said it initially and right on. We haven't mentioned that nearly enough because Pipkins and East Hope have both had an awful lot of time back there. You know, the running backs had some nice plays. Here we see one more very nice run by the Pioneers as that halfback cuts around the outside right there before he's knocked out at about the 12. And again, all of those things are made right at the line of scrimmage, right from the get-go, in the trenches. Here we'll see that one once again. Handoff, very nice move. Man in motion right there. Cuts through that huge hole, moves through that block, through that would-be tackler, before eventually knocked out as he's kind of moving in that general direction anyways.
Well, and you mentioned in the first half, Nick, some of the downfield blocking by the outside guys, the receivers, and you saw on that play there, I think it was Jacobs that was blocking downfield.
Yep. Great job. You know, you get 11 guys out there, everybody doing their job. There's a toss into the corner, somebody doing their job right through wide receiver's hands.
Yeah, the receiver did a good job of trying to go up for the ball. I want to see something out of the defender next time. Defender didn't even go up and challenge this ball. He sees that it's coming in.
See, I don't know if he did. I think he was more watching the wide receiver and just trying to stay really close and stay tight on him. I'm not sure if he knew it was coming in. I feel if that ball's a little more into that corner,
okay,
you know, that wideout's got that.
Sometimes you can see by the eyes of the receiver.
Yes,
just
that's
sometimes.
True.
I don't know on that play. The defender kind of looked to his inside, and then he did try to get back and play some defense.
That is completely true. East Hope once again rolls out to his right, as he is apt to do. Hits his man on the move. Nice play right there.
Yeah, Harris with the catch there. That was a good job of coming in and corralling that ball because there was some steam on that one.
Yes, yeah, East Hope needed to get rid of that one, and he found his man right in stride, exactly where he's supposed to be. Has a little bit of a timing play there as he's cutting across. Very nice play by Harris.
Owen Saeed, man, and from the inside. Number 73, watch him. He came out on that last play and did a good job of leading the play. We keep mentioning these offensive linemen because, again, we don't talk enough about them.
No.
But without them, the offense goes nowhere.
You're completely correct. Right you are. And here we have first and goal from the 5-yard line.
What a play.
Handoff fake, quarterback keeper. East Hope cuts it back into the middle. And waiting for...
He's down at the 1.
I don't think I've not seen a call from the officials yet, so he may be down just shy of the end zone.
They're actually bringing in the extra point staff. I mean, they just didn't. They didn't signal touchdown.
Never saw the signal, but there it is.
I wonder if East Hope just pulled that out on his own. Everybody was moving with the jet sweep action. East Hope just walks into the end zone. I mean, he's a heady quarterback, so.
And that kick is no good by the Pioneers, so that is now a 4-point deficit. Got to get in the end zone again. Here, let's see if you're right about that. East Hope pulls it down. Oh, he was in by a mile.
Yeah,
he was in by a mile.
And that wasn't him on his own too. You can see the running back just said, "Yeah, this is a fake." He's taking it in. It's a superior call by the coaching staff. I think it's Coach Buchanan is the offensive coordinator for the Pioneers. Great call.
And you can see that that muffed extra kick just never really got received well, never brought it down properly. That thing was dead on arrival, basically, when it got to the holder.
You don't want to place blame, but you got to get the snap up in the air. You can't roll it back there.
Yep. And here we do have it. You know, we talked about Pioneer, establishing the run, and then when they got down by the end zone right there, that was their opportunity to do a little misdirection, little fake there on that, and worked out perfectly for the Pioneers. And thankfully, seeing that north-south running there by the Eagles return team, getting a few extra yards there on that one.
Feel good about that one, right?
Right, I did. Here we'll see that one again. Yeah, he kind of skipped it up there. You know, the holder's trying to, snag it and then bring it over. He did everything he possibly could.
Again, the holder's going to get some coaching as he's watching this. Next time that ball's like that, it's fire drill time.
Yeah.
Get that ball up, get on the outside, start calling fire, and see if you can run it in or throw it in.
No, I think that's a great call. That's a good point. You know, because again, it's not like he's going to bring that and put it up and tee it up.
No,
so
he's kicking it in the backside of the lineman then.
Mm-hmm. And here we've got the Eagles now. Pipkins gets brought down well behind the line of scrimmage on that one.
Boy, Lee has been doing an awesome job on the defense for the Pie High guys.
There he goes, gets about to the line, and then Lee is just waiting for him with open arms.
And again, textbook tackle.
Yep.
I love the way Lee tackles.
Yep.
He's not putting his head down. He's forming up, wrapping up, and taking the offensive guy down on the ground.
And you know who also loves it is the strength and conditioning coach. He can say, look, it's fourth quarter, and my guy is still doing things like
fresh,
it just started.
Yeah.
Yes. And we got 10-12 here now left to go in this fourth quarter. Eagles on the move. Pipkins gets it, tries to get outside, tries to move to that top outside around the corner.
Is that a penalty? Do we have any tissue on that clothesline tackle?
Nobody's calling it, but Lee's going to say, I made that tackle, and it was clean.
Let's see if this is clean. I'll have the folks at home tell me this.
Great job of 26 pulling away from that afterwards. Ooh.
That's the sign of a guilty person right there.
Somebody
Look for the person with his hands up, looking for the official after he grabbed a handful of face masks.
Oh, that's classic. That is classic. But once again, no penalty called, and it's now 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. I wonder if they'll stick with the run to try to keep the clock going, or Pipkins will drop back, send another one up the middle. Couldn't quite find his man on that one. Was that Ewing right there? Who is
that? Was Hughes, I believe.
Oh, that's Dylan Hughes.
Yeah, and the ball just came out high, and it just didn't look like it was. You see that? It just didn't come down.
No.
Like maybe he slipped out of his hands there.
But, I mean, again, as we've talked about a few times, Hughes is a pretty big, tall target. So even if you sail somebody, you'd like to see him.
Oh, that was
Megatron
high, though, that time.
True.
That was you had to have some, go gadget arms.
It is senior night here at Skyline. I heard over at halftime, Dylan Hughes wants to go to Europe and study abroad after school is over. So good luck to him on that.
Abroad.
Abroad.
Okay. I thought you said something else. Boy. Didn't think that roll was going to stop.
No, kept going. Fortuitous for the Eagles on that one. Pioneers are looking at an awful lot of field if they want to get down into the end zone here.
Yeah, but that was a great job for the Pioneers on their defensive end, Nick. A couple times they saw Pipkins trying to get on the outside following that lead blocker. Nothing. And on the defense, you saw the defense back up a little bit, and you didn't have that man-on-man where people are chasing, and they were looking into the backfield, could see the ball coming at them.
And they were doing a great job of, like you said, clogging up that middle, especially on that Hughes play there towards on that 3rd down. And another handoff there by the Pioneers. Halfback bounces off one man before pulling forward, getting about 6 on that play. Nico Harris chewing up some yardage there.
Another good job there by 26 Simmons of really just taking the pile and pushing it and moving it to a new location. I'm going to take you from left to right.
Now 2nd and 4 here for the Pioneers. Pitch to his man running in motion. Nice job following his blocker, biding his time, waiting for it before he's eventually brought down at the 40-yard line.
You see how Harris is with those nice short strides and really keeping his feet up under him to make these type of cuts. Look
Yep,
at
there
him.
it is. Even slowed down a little bit to wait for something to open up and then just see exactly where it could go, where it could move to. And a 1st down for the Pioneers. Obviously in their road whites currently. Skyline's in the sky blue. And East Hope there calling from the shotgun. Comes out to the right side looking for his man downfield. Long swing down upfield. Looking for Michael McMullen there on the edge.
I think McMullen kind of slowed down and tried to locate the ball, but he's got to run to the spot. Right here, he's looking, he's slowing down. You got to keep running.
And East Hope even got a couple of steps forward to give that a little extra oomph as he was moving for that throw.
I think that was a good ball by East Hope. He really tried to lead the
Yes.
receiver, but the receiver has to continue to run.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to run fast if you're, looking back up over your shoulder.
Yes, completely correct. It's a rarity where you're not going to stop and wait for one of those, but especially on a deep ball like that. But that definitely was one of the times where he could have kept moving. And 2nd and 10 now. There's the handoff there. Jacob slips his first man, gets about to the 1st down on that one.
Well, that was a great job of, who was that? It was a Tate, number 56, that was coming in on the play for the Eagles right here on the edge. Tate comes off and just had a handful of jersey, couldn't corral him.
Couldn't hold on for one time here this evening, couldn't quite hold on, and allows his man to get a few more extra yards there. And a 1st down.
Needs to have those gloves like Rolly has on his hands, number 50. He just can't let go of anyone. It's like flypaper.
Hand up there to Harris. Great job by that Skyline defensive line to lock that up and bring him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Eric Rowery there on the tackle. Man, he ran right into a brick wall.
Several of them, actually. There he is. Gets wrapped up and then completely brought down.
Is that Skurlock coming in and helping out?
Not getting any easier for the Pioneers here. 2nd down and 12 to go with 6:33 here left to go in the game. Pioneers in the huddle, making sure absolutely everybody knows their spot, knows where they're supposed to be going.
And they're not in a hurry either. They're taking some time off of the clock.
Hard count there before he pulls back. Fakes the handoff, slips his man in the backfield, gets the ball away. Oh, picked off by the Skyline player. Number 11 gets that. He has got nothing but green in front of him. One player left to beat, and into the end zone. Eagles touchdown. Pick 6.
Wilson. He's the guy, the big play guy for the Eagles. He goes out last week with a bum ankle, and he didn't show any of that on that play, Nick.
No, it just was a great job. You see East Hope slide away and just kind of threw this one up a little bit desperately, but Wilson cut in front of that, snags it, does a great job of staying on his feet in a very wet and cold environment, gets in there, slips that last man, and then slides into the end zone. Touchdown after interception, the Taint.
So that's 2nd turnover for the Eagles?
That is. It's huge. Huge what they've done. Huge taking advantage of those. And you said that before the game even began. Turnovers were going to be the name of the game. Turnovers are going to be the big story. And then the Pioneers turn it around there and block that extra point, and they're still got some math in their favor here, being only down 37-27.
So either way, it was still only going to be a 2-score game.
Right. There you see one more time, just an excellent job by Wilson there, stepping in front of that, snagging it, and then getting on the move.
Let me ask you a football question, Nick. If it's only going to be a 2-score game, would you go for 2 then? and then you're turning, because now you missed the extra point. And you're still down 10. You would have went up 3 scores if you go for 2, right?
That's a gutsy decision.
You're at the same position. Either if you kick the extra point, right, you're down 11.
You know, I'm going to say being on the road, I'm using air quotes here, on the road, you know, we both got the same record. You want to beat that crosstown rival? Yeah, I say why not?
Yeah, I go
because
for 2.
we've seen some shenanigans in the extra point.
Yeah. And I have, a little bit of extra time to make that call up here in the press box. Believe me, folks.
And Pioneers receive that kickoff and then rumbles and bumbles to nearly the 40-yard line.
And you could have, right here, this is almost a clean hold. That was a loosey hold right there. Look out.
Yeah, the spin didn't quite get there, and I think he heard some footsteps as well. Maybe,
I have on gloves, and I don't want you to kick my hand. So I'm going to let this ball just fall off the tee.
Did you call it a loosey hold? That's
it had to be something like that.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, you don't want to be Charlie when Lucy's holding the ball. And here we go, the Pioneers' first play of this brand new drive. Handoff runs up the middle, knocked backwards hard by those Skyline linebackers, defensive linemen.
Well, if you're going to run between any 2 people on Skyline, don't do it between 55 and 56. Way too much weight on those guys. And they've been in the weight room with Coach Brandon a lot. And Coach Brandon, he has those guys lifting a lot of weights every single day. And you don't want to run into them.
Nope.
Because they apply a lot of pressure.
Well, and it's like you said, you're just not likely to run through them or run between them. Somebody's going to, you just saw their arms a moment ago. It's just these logs for arms. You're not going to get through those. Somebody's going to slow you down a little bit, and then the other dude's going to grab you.
And take you out.
Yep. And we've got the Pioneer player down. Was that the halfback that's down out there?
Yeah, I believe so after that play. And on a field surface like this, he was off of both feet and kind of taken down into the ground. And you can see you want to be careful of the head on these type of plays. You see his head kind of fling back there a little bit.
Well, yeah, you see Harris try to get up after that, and then he immediately goes for kind of his knee.
Yeah, he looks like he's holding his end. He's limping off that leg. That's unfortunate.
So yeah, something could have twisted somewhere along in there, and he's having an awful hard time getting off there. He's making it all right, so hopefully it's not too bad of an issue.
And he's had a good night too, so you definitely want to hopefully see him back into the action because and being a senior.
Yeah, with only 5 minutes left here though in this fourth quarter, it's hard to say if we'll see him again. Hopefully they can rub out whatever needs to be done, and then he'll be ready to go. But the Pioneers continue with their ground assault, moving forward, picks up another 6-7 yards there.
That's somewhat surprising, isn't it, this point of the game?
With 5 left, I feel like you can still kind of do what you want to do, and then you know what you do if you score a touchdown.
Of course.
You're going
for an onside kick, and it's not going to be a surprise.
No, that's not like
that's what I've been talking about all night.
No.
But with a QB like Easto, if you're throwing the ball, though, and it gets incomplete, guess what? You're stopping the clock.
Well, and as often we talk about, run sets up the pass, They don't have to run the ball 4 or 5 times to set up the pass. They have to run the ball once or twice before Easto can come outside and then chuck one of those guys downfield, as we might be seeing here. Easto pressured a little bit, but still makes a turn upfield. Boils over his first man. Stays up.
Did he get the first?
I think he got it.
It was close. It looks like he was right at it, and the defender comes up and applies a great tackle, and it really depends on the spot, Nick.
Spot, you're right on. I think his forward momentum gave it to him, and they are moving the sticks. And there he is, does a nice job of moving forward, and there he is over right there.
Right there. Good spot.
Everything, legs, ball, everything gets across the 50-yard line. Outstanding work by our camera ops getting in there on that one as well. And nice pitch to man already moving on that one. Cuts back inside, and he's going to pick up about a 9-10 yards on that one.
Pioneers keeping it on the ground, but they're moving it.
They are
moving the ball.
If you're getting 7-8 yards on every halfback toss or every pitch play, why not? And again, if Skyline is thinking like we're thinking, like, oh, they're going to throw the ball, we're on the backs of our feet.
Maybe they're on their back,
exactly.
Well, Skyline does have timeouts. If you want to give your defense a break and reset them, you might want to call a timeout.
And here we are, Skyline timeout. Great call. Great call on that one. Coach Sorgitz is not happy about, I don't know, anything.
I think he was really explaining the things, how happy he is. No, maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe not.
I mean, if
He's
that's
emphatic.
If that's happy, I don't want to see him not
upset.
happy.
Yeah, not with a beard like that.
So again, he needed to hammer home whatever his point was. It was made nicely, and then he went over, and now he's going to have a short conversation with the official over there on the other side.
Well, and outside in that huddle right now, it's some good talks going on for the Pioneers. We want to keep going on what we're doing. But guys, remember one thing: hang on to that football. Hang on to that football.
Completely true. And I mean, honestly, if you're Pioneer, you almost feel like you do have Skyline where you want them right now because they don't know what's coming. They think it's going to pass. We're just going to keep running. You're not stopping the run, and then you can get East Hope to roll out, and then maybe catch one of his wide receivers streaking up the edge like we've seen several times this evening already.
Well, you might get a Eagle defender a little bit too aggressive after that shellacking by the coach.
Right.
Trying to get you to play with a little bit more passion. Well, you might get caught up in a play action.
That's true. And on 1st and 10 here, 3:59 to go in this fourth quarter. East Hope from the shotgun. They do have some players deep, the Eagles do. And East Hope launches one deep despite those players way back there. And again, he couldn't quite catch his man in stride, and he did throw it into a couple of different Eagle players anyway. That Eagle coverage was very nice.
Yeah, a little bit of chirping going on after that play. But the Skyline played that play very well. They set a high safety back there, and that was just a long throw for East Hope.
Long throw, and again, that rain, as you can see, is coming down pretty hard. Like that precipitation is knocking that ball down a little bit. You're not going to get as much air under it as you were earlier in the game. 2nd and 10 now from the 40. Man in motion coming through there. Handoff, little end around action, but to no avail. Oh, he slips one man. He's going to come back the other way. East Hope might send up in a block. And instead of losing 10, he only lost 5 by making that one.
A good effort not to lose as much, but you're in 4-down territory anyway.
Yeah.
So as Pioneers, this might be a time for them. Yeah, we might get a timeout for them to really set some kind of play. And it's not just to get the first down. It's to get close enough.
Right.
So the 4th down isn't going to be a 13-yard play.
Right, you are. Right, you are. McMullen did a really nice job, though, of slipping that initial tackler, then turning around, switching up fields, and moving up. Yeah. And it will be 3rd and 15 when both squads break huddle here out of this timeout.
And the Eagles really responded after that last time out on defense. And we were talking about maybe it's time for a regroup. You're not going to get any extra points if you take those timeouts home. So good job for the defensive coaches for the Eagles coming up and saying we need to slow this down a little bit.
And Coach Sorgat's a little calmer in the huddle there on this time around.
Well, he knew he was on the CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Is that what it is? Play it up a bit?
He wanted to have his good side.
He's trying to get into the intro?
Yeah, of course. That's a good guy.
Yeah, but
don't ever call him Andy.
No?
No.
He
looks at you in the eye and he says, it's actually Andrew. Last time I'll do that. Oops, that was me.
Good to know. And here we go, 3rd and 15. Pioneers once again running that man in motion. Everybody up high. East Hope fakes the handoff there, finds his man up the middle. Oh, couldn't quite pull it in.
Oh, once again, that's Jordan Wilson on the play. He came away with the pick 6, and watch him here get a hand in there and to break that ball up.
Definitely. Did a great job staying with his man, getting the hand in there. But again, that ball was just a little behind, a little short of where they wanted to be, where he wanted to do. He wanted to get like just another 2 or 3 feet on that, lead him a little bit more. And here we go for all the marbles. 4th and 15 now. Pioneers need to get to the East Hope pulls off the side, rolls outside. Nice block to give him a little bit more time. Cuts upfield, but runs right into a player. There's coverage all the way downfield.
Yeah, that's a coverage sack all day long because you saw East Hope, and he's the type of quarterback. He's not just going to look for his first, second. He's going through all the progressions here. You can see him look, no, and then I got to run. He's on the outside.
Well, and again, he was so far behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that's a tough decision to make right there. And if that's how it had to be, that's what it had to be. But he was running out of real estate, getting awfully close to that out of bounds line. You're right.
And the Eagles did a good job, again, of putting a high safety. He's spying the quarterback and just shadowing him. But the defenders, they're all watching what's going on. And so with that extra zone defense, it was an easier play for the Eagles.
That would make it second-guessed down the line. I'm sure the coaches will take a look at that in the tape and see what exactly went wrong. And the Eagles will talk about what exactly we did right and how we made that play happen. And with that turnover on downs, the Eagles will take over. Pipkins will take that. Didn't even think about throwing it. Just scampers about 3 yards, goes down, keeps the clock rolling.
Well, at this time of the game, it's first downs and hold on to the football.
Yep. And again, if you're the Pioneers now, your game plan is
strip,
smash.
Strip.
Yep. Go
You're
out
going
there,
for the
punch.
ball. First guy hold the guy. Second guy go for the ball.
And there was a flag there. Penalty on the Pioneers now.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's tough.
Because you come up and you play, you do a good job on defense. Had to be blocking back. Oh, well, no, it's on the defense. Maybe face mask.
Maybe. Could very well have been.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the way he went down there in that play.
And there you can see the field general there, Pipkins. Just can't say enough about this young man and the game he's had here tonight on senior night.
Yeah, he was our player of the game the last time we did one of the Eagles games. He's not letting us down.
No, just, yeah, I mean, if anything, he's surpassed what he did against Huron. Hands off to his running back there. Henry pulls up, still a couple of feet short of that first down, even though he crossed the 50-yard line.
Boy, the Pioneers are going to call timeout.
With 2:35 left to go, I mean, that's pretty much what you have to do. That's the position you're in at this point, I think.
Oh, some coaches would just want to play it and keep those pockets, those timeouts in pocket for if you do stop them. Because, you know, right now, Nick, first down.
Yeah. It's going to be, you're saying that.
I'm saying you only have one timeout left, and you're putting all your marbles into this this series and really this next down.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, again, he gets his guys off to the side, and he tells them, you get out there and you make sure that you hit this ball with everything you've got.
Yeah.
You know, your hand, your helmet, whatever it has to be.
Well, and if you're the Eagles, you're coming straight at them. You're running through the A gap. I mean, you don't want to go outside. You don't want to have anybody come in and punch the ball away. Run the ball up the gut, fall forward, get what you can.
So do you hand it off or you leave it to Pipkins?
I go with Pipkins up the middle and just do a quarterback sneak.
And not a lot of linebackers holding up into that middle for the Pioneers. Oh, Pipkins not only just makes through, but cuts through big time. Picks up the first and then some, and then an extra 10, 12 yards on top of that.
That will really do some damage for Pioneers' hopes of trying to win this game.
For sure, and I wonder if the Pioneers were looking for that handoff or were waiting for something else. But yeah, Pipkins slides right through that line and then picks up an additional 12 yards on top of that.
Well, if I'm the defensive coach, man, you really wanted your guys to just submarine and really clog the hole up, and all the defensive line got stood up. And right now, I would be just quarterback sneaking it, or if not, just taking a knee.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I feel like Coach Sorg gets too much of a competitor to do that. He's going to want to hand the ball. He's going to want his players to play this one out, I think. Handoff to Henry there, pulls up another 5-6 yards.
Well,
on
that was a tricky handoff. If you saw Pipkins come back, Henry wanted to go wider. He had to come back inside to get to this handoff. Watch this. He's going wide. Then he goes wide here.
Well, he turned those hips very open.
Quickly.
And then and then closed him back down. 2nd and 3 here to go from the 29-yard line. 1:20 left to go here.
And this, if they can get this first down, this is over. And then they start doing my favorite formation.
The victory formation.
Yes, sir.
They're definitely going to run clock down as low as they possibly can here. Pipkins gets that. Hands to Henry one more time. Smashes into the line. No go.
Very fun game tonight, Nick. This is
man.
this is what we like to see on a CTN Sports Game of the Week. I mean, back and forth action.
Completely true. I mean, this game was an absolute blast to watch. Like you said, punch, counter punch, long passes, interceptions, touchdowns, great quarterback play.
Yeah, we were talking about both QBs before the game. We were excited to see these two, field generals get out here and lead their squads, and they didn't disappoint. But I really want to give some props to Coach Sorget's offensive line. I know that's going to be his group that he's going to get down there as ex-offensive lineman and really thank them for giving Pipkins some time back there in the pocket.
And Pipkins absolutely needs to talk to those guys as well. Give them all a handshake, a head pat on the
Rolexes.
rear, and everything. Probably not
no
a lot of
Rolexes.
Rolexes.
No, okay.
And maybe they get some Slurpees or some Froyo. I think is the best that he might be able to pull out. But yeah. And as these groups are breaking the huddles, we always have to thank everybody that makes these broadcasts so amazing. First and foremost, our camera operators out there that have braved cold, wet, miserable weather. Tim Nagai, Chloe Hill, and Jason Broniak out there. Gage Shaughnessy's in the truck doing audio and replay. And, of course, Rob, the Emperor Cross, directing for us. And if you want to see any of our games, check out our YouTube page, check out our Facebook page. Everything will be in stunning high definition for you, the viewer.
And we got ourselves a city championship, Nick. Yeah, somebody's going to walk away, and it's going to be these Eagles with the city championship.
Eagles will be flying away with the city championship here this evening. 42 seconds left, and the clock continues to roll down.
Look at that excitement. You got to love that out of Pipkins.
And, I mean, he deserves that. Good for him. He's still got some bounce in those legs because, man, he has had a huge game.
And he's a senior.
Yeah.
Go over there and celebrate with your head coach. I mean, that's the progression of a third-year head coach. That's what he likes to do. I mean, that's nice to see. And the victory formation.
There's the victory formation. There's that knee. And from the Eagles' nest, Skyline Eagles will come away with this victory, 37, beating the crosstown rival Pioneers 27. And Kevin Bryant, tell me just a little bit about what we saw and wrap this one up for me.
Well, it was a great effort, both squads, but we definitely got to give our player of the game to Devion Pipkins. I don't know if the other folks out there in TV land agree with us, but you can always tweet us. And you can come at KB Sports Guy. You can go right at you, Nick, and tell us exactly who the player of the game was. But for my money, when you're throwing that many touchdowns, when you're getting one with your legs, when you're leading your squad, I got to go with the QB.
I couldn't disagree with that. And again, if anybody wants to tweet at us or at CTN, let us know. We'll throw it out there. But for Kevin Bryant, I am Nick Wisniewski for CTN's Game of the Week from the Eagles' Nest. Once again, Skyline Eagles 37, Pioneer 27. Have a great night, everybody.